People really romanticize quitting your job and traveling the world solo when in reality, it's a little bit harder than people make it out to seem. My name is Nina, and I'm a 28-year-old medical doctor from South Africa. And about a year and a month ago, I quit my job to follow my dreams of traveling the world solo. And the journey has been quite unexpected. I've faced a lot of challenges that I didn't think would be challenges for me, and other things that I thought would be difficult but ended up not being that difficult. And I have wanted to create content about it for a long time and just talk about what it was like leaving medicine, talk about what it was like having no plan for the first time in my life, and the difficulties and maybe some triumphs involved, um, just to try help other people who may be in a similar life transition feel less alone and maybe just feel that it is possible to follow your dreams, because the only reason I thought that I could possibly do this is because of Instagram, because I saw people online doing what I really wanted to do. And oh my God, there's so many people walking around, and this is so nerve wracking. Okay. As you can tell, I'm really bad at talking to the camera, but this is partly why I want to do this, is to just try get more comfortable speaking to the camera, because I think it'll give me more confidence in real life and more ability to sort of think on the spot and speak my mind a bit better. um anyway, as I was saying, yes, it's been a real journey, and I've wanted to make content about it for a long time, but there's been so many blocks in my head. I started a sort of account online in 2023, and I started posting, and it felt really fulfilling for me. I came across a lot of people who really resonated with what I was saying. And so I felt like I was making just a tiny little difference in some people's lives. But I was still a doctor then and feeling very burnt out and overwhelmed. And it just was way too much effort for me to continue doing that. But since quitting, it's been a year and 2 months now. And this thing of content creation and maybe building a brand has been something I really wanted to do. But there's just been some block in my head that has prevented me from doing anything. And, I sit all night awake thinking of all these things I want to say to people that I think would be maybe helpful or comforting to someone else to hear. But when it comes to actually sitting down and recording myself in front of the camera, I physically get ill. I cannot think of anything worse. Um, but it's the year of the horse. I don't know if you follow the Chinese zodiacs. I never used to, but now it's conveniently a zodiac that I really can get behind. It's the year of the horse, and that means forward motion. It means taking action. It means moving ahead without having complete certainty and just sort of trusting your legs the same way a horse is always in motion and a horse is always moving ahead, always running, except when it's loose. But you know what I mean. And last year, in the Chinese lunar cycle zodiac thing, look, I'm no professional, but last year was the year of the snake. And the year of the snake just fitted so perfectly in what I was experiencing last year. And I didn't create my 2025 to fit into that symbolism, but it just worked out that way. So if you think of a snake, right? Snakes lie in the sun, they sit around, they don't do much, they aren't slithering all the time. Um, they're very silent, unassuming, camouflaged, and they sit in stillness and sort of just observe. Um, I mean, obviously, if it's not busy, like attacking you, right? But majority of the time, snakes are still and observe. And the thing with snakes is that they shed, right? And in that period, it gets a bit vulnerable. Its vision blurs, I believe. I don't know how to describe the snake metaphor. Essentially, when a snake sheds, it gets vulnerable. Okay, I'm no ecologist. I don't know the exact mechanisms around it. But what I can say is in the year of the snake, I retreated. I kept to myself. I was recovering from burnout, severe burnout. And I could not imagine doing anything. I mean, my plan for last year was to start traveling as soon as I quit my job. And the reality is I could barely exist and be emotionally stable just sitting on a couch, let alone planning travels and sorting out problems that come up. Um, and traveling has been hard. And if I had started, I don't know, months before I did, I would have completely hated it. Sorry, there's so many people walking around. And every time someone drives past, they slow down. Everyone drives motorbikes and they slow down and just look at me. And I'm like, can you move on, please? um, yeah. So it's my first time just sitting and talking without a script. So I'm sorry for all the pauses and the ums, but I'm really trying to talk without a script and talk sort of just from what I feel. And yeah, usually when I speak without a script, my mind just completely blanks out. So I'm trying to do better. Anyway, so the snake and the horse. This year, I really want to embody what the horse has to offer. And it's been a struggle because on the one hand, I'm starting to feel restless, like, okay, I'm ready to do something. On the other hand, I still have so many blocks in my head that are preventing me from doing anything. I really want to respect how severe my burnout was and really let myself just have as much freedom as I want or need, and not force myself into anything. But on the other hand, I don't really know how much time is an appropriate amount of time. And at what point am I just lazy and choosing comfort over growth? Where is the line, you know? I was so excited about the year of the horse and how it's going to be my year, especially because my birth year is the year of the ox, which apparently means that the year of the horse is going to be really good for me. So obviously this video is going to go super viral and I'm going to be able to build a brand and just opportunities will come rushing in, I'm sure, considering it's the year of the horse and I'm an ox. I just thought if by the end of the year, all I've done is dream about what I wanted to do, I think I will end up very disappointed in myself. So this is my first tiny step that I'm taking. And obviously, no one's going to watch this, and I know that. But this is something I'm doing for myself, which is really cool and empowering. And I really hope and pray that I can keep it up. So let me tell you a bit about the blocks that were preventing me from starting this, considering I have been thinking of this for a very, 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 very long time. I guess I just, obviously, there's the block of, oh my God, I'm going to embarrass myself. This is so cringe. Yes, it is. Okay. But that's fine. I decided I am just going to not care about that. There's still a lot of people driving past and looking at me, but I'm not caring because that's the only way we can get ahead is to not care about people's judgments. Then I think my biggest block was and still is, first of all, thinking, what the hell do I have to say? Who am I to post anything on the internet? And why would anyone care about anything I have to say? I, I don't know much about much. And I don't really feel like I have any strong opinions about anything. I'm not really opinionated. And it just feels like there's nothing for me to do online. Um, and objectively, I know that maybe that's not true because I have gone through med school and I have worked as a doctor in a really broken system, and I have left that system, which was also really hard. And so I guess that is something that I can talk about, but I obviously don't want that to be my whole identity. So there was that block. And I think then the main block I've been facing is just this constant, what's the word when you put something off? Starts with a P. Procrastination. Obviously, procrastination is rooted in something else. So it's usually there's some hidden fear that you don't know about that's preventing you from actually going for what you want. Or maybe a hidden need or want that you don't know is actually a need or want that's keeping you where you are. Um, like maybe the need for comfort and safety as opposed to, you know, wanting to follow your dreams and growing and being uncomfortable, which is what you think you want. But sometimes what you really want is actually just comfort. So those are often things that cause procrastination. I think in my case, through being so burnt out and doing something that I dreaded waking up for 9 years, I think my tolerance for effort is is at zero, which is really scary. Um, I just feel like the thought of putting effort into something and taking mental strain to think of things and to work on things physically makes me ill. I haven't figured out exactly why. I feel like it's just this idea that once I commit to something, I'm going to be stuck forever, the way I felt in my medical career. And I can't objectively, obviously, I know that if I commit to something, I can always quit, right? Like I always have the choice and I don't have to get stuck and I can just try things about it. But my flippin' all or nothing mindset tells me that, screams at me that if I commit to making content, then I have to do it seriously and I have to post regularly and I have to make it work because it's my only chance. And so it just makes me feel like I can't possibly do this thing because God forbid I have a day where I'm just feeling like shit. And now I'm like, oh my God, I have to post, I have to comment on things, and I have to connect with people and I have to build my brand. And so that was my biggest block. And I don't know exactly how to overcome it because I still feel like that. This video took a lot of me hyping myself up and being like, okay, you know what? Just do one video. Just just sit there and talk. You don't have to script anything. You don't have to work for anything. You just have to sit there and talk about your feelings. And so I think the way to overcome this procrastination is just with tiny actions. I think any major decisions are going to fail. So I've come to the conclusion that tiny actions it is. Um, so I am going to try post one video every week. That's 4 videos a month, which seems really daunting because a really big thing I struggle with is that I'm always staying in hostels. So it's so awkward for me to whip out my phone and film myself talking. Um, Even now, just people driving past is literally killing me. But yeah, I think I'm really going to try commit to this and just post, maybe go sit in a park somewhere and try talk to the camera. And I really want to try talk without a script, without saying too much, because it's something I do a lot, without saying like too much, and just practice my public speaking and my stage fright and my performance anxiety. And if you want to listen, you can. If you don't, that's fine. It's just for me. So I think sometimes I might have something useful to say. Maybe. We'll see. So, yeah, that's the plan. I'm going to post once a week. I think each week I'm going to just talk about that week and talk about what the traveling was like, how I felt, things I learned, and just reflect on the week. And hopefully by week 52, okay, it's already end of Feb, so I'm starting late. Okay, sorry. Um, but hopefully by the end of the year, I will have a bit more self confidence and hopefully I will be able to express myself better. And I really, really want to speak without cutting the video because I sit there and blank out for so long while I speak. And I don't want the safety net of cutting it. So my videos are going to be long. I think there's going to be a lot of silences, but bear with me or don't. It's your decision again. I'm not saying it's going to be any good, but hopefully by the end of the year, by week 52, I can feel proud of myself that I did something and that I tried something that I wanted to do, that I was scared to do. And hopefully I'll just get better at expressing myself and making my points more clearly. I think it's a skill that will really hold me in good stead, especially because I have no career and I have no idea where I'm going. So may as well learn a new skill. If you're still listening, thank you. And hopefully this journey will be fruitful. Bye.